Hello, sweethearts. It's Rowan. And it seems I don't have anybody logged in to watch just yet. So I'm going to give it a couple minutes. The music I have playing is from In-Depth Music. It's their Gothic Rock Mix #1. They are also on YouTube, and this first song is it looks like the band is called the Solar Lodge, and maybe the song is called The Sacrist. I can barely read that from here. 1988, and they're from Sweden. So as the title says, I've got my T.S. Eliot here. I was hoping I might have had 4 quartets as well, but I guess I don't. Let me turn this up. I was hoping I had 4 quartets as well, but I don't, because that's the one with some choice lines oft quoted about the new year, but I don't know, maybe next year, right? Okay. Still don't have anybody up. I've talked all about this live stream on what's that? The Instagram today. So I even made myself look fucking adorable right now. So I cannot find my favorite shawl. I wore it out to Nectarine, not this most recent Monday because that was Christmas Eve, but the one before that. I wore it out there, and I know I wore it back because I have a couple pictures on my phone from that night, and I know I took them after I got back, but I can't find it. So that shawl is somewhere in this apartment, much like my pencil legs that I mentioned earlier today on the Med vlog. So I've got T.S. Eliot, and I was also thinking of some of some Edgar Allan Poe from the Complete Tales and Poems. Let's see, we've got poems first, and let me see what sounds good. My gut is to read Dream Within a Dream, but Propaganda covered that, and honestly, I don't think I can do it the same justice that Claudia Brooken did. She's one of my favorite lady singers. She's one of my favorite lady voices, and she's got this nice, robust, sort of sultry sounding alto, and she's just lovely. She's a lovely, lovely singer. Oh. 3:35. Oh, this is fiction. I don't know if I'm up for reading. I don't know if I'm up for reading fiction right now. But I've got that. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. I had just finished. I have just finished my video. I'm still not done with the editing portion of the video yet, but I finished my video for the Ghosts of Blood and Innocence, the second of the Wraithu Histories novels. And I'd forgotten that's where his name came from. And don't tell me that Storm Constantine didn't get it from who's this? Edgar Allan Poe, because she is... How long is this one? Oh, that's... Yeah, that's a nice one to end with. And I don't know why I pulled this out. As you see, I'm quite into the fiction. I actually bought the first four books that I've read. So that would be the Wraithu Omnibus edition of the Chronicles, the Wraithu Chronicles Omnibus, and the histories, each individual book of the Wraithu histories. I bought those on Amazon for before postage. I got it from third party used sellers, and I got those for tops. I want to say up to $3 each. So under $3 each was each of those. They are older editions, of course. I've got the most recent edition of the Wraithu Chronicles Omnibus, but unfortunately for my wallet, those were revised again at the beginning of this year. So they've been revised for a 2018 edition, whereas the other omnibus, the second omnibus I've got, that is, I think that's from the, what's it called? The 2003 edition of them. So, that's about a good 15 years old. At least, I think the omnibus was released a few years later. So, I don't know, maybe after I finish all the current books out now, there will be an omnibus. There will be another omnibus of the Chronicles. So that'll be a little nicer on my wallet. So, let's, this one, I don't know if you hear it. This is, the band is called The Dispossessed, and the song is Sister Mary, looks like 1988. Please go away, captioning. I can't get where they're from because there's captioning on here, and I'm operating from my phone, so I guess I could get the Roku remote. Oh, they're from the States. Captioning finally went away. So this would be T.S. Eliot and Rhapsody on a Windy Night. Before I begin, I want to point out a rhapsody, for those of you unaware, is a poem with neither rhyme nor meter, or at least not strict to either of those. So I've noticed with Morrissey's songwriting, he tends toward rhapsody a lot more because he will sacrifice rhyme and meter, for specific vocabulary, which I know he's a garbage human, but I hate to love him. I do. I hate to love him, but I can't help myself. Though I gotta agree, his erotic fiction is just awful, but entertainingly so. So, T.S. Eliot, Rhapsody on a Windy Night. 12 o'clock along the reaches of the street, held in a lunar synthesis, whispering lunar incantations dissolve the floors of memory and all its clear relations, its divisions and precisions. Every street lamp that I pass beats like a fatalistic drum, and through the spaces of the dark, midnight shakes the memory as a madman shakes a dead geranium. 1:30, the street lamp sputtered, the street lamp muttered, the street lamp said, regard that woman who hesitates toward you in the light of the door which opens on her like a grin. You see the border of her dress is torn and stained with sand, and you turn the corner of her eye twists like a crooked pin. The memory throws up high and dry a crowd of twisted things, a twisted branch upon the beach, eaten smooth and polished, as if the world gave up the secret of its skeleton, stiff and white, a broken spring in a factory yard, rust that clings to form the strength has left, hard and curled and ready to snap. 2:30, the street lamp said. Remark the cat which flattens itself in the gutter, slips out its tongue, and devours a morsel of rancid butter. So the hand of the child automatic slipped out and pocketed a toy that was running along the quay. I could see nothing behind that child's eye. I have seen eyes in the street trying to peer through lighted shutters, and a crab one afternoon in a pool, an old crab with barnacles on his back, gripped the end of a stick which I held him. 3:30, the street lamp sputtered. The street lamp muttered in the dark. The lamp hummed, regard the moon, la lune de me garda kun raccoon. She winks in a fabled eye. She smiles into corners, the smooths the hair of the grass. The moon has lost her memory. A washed out smallpox cracks her face. Her hand twists a paper rose that smells of dust and eau cologne. She is alone with all the old nocturnal smells that cross and cross across her brain. The reminiscence comes of sunless dry geraniums and dust in crevices, smells of chestnuts in the street, and female smells in shuttered rooms, and cigarettes in corridors, and cocktail smells in bars. The lamp said 4:00. Here is the number on the door. Memory, you have the key. The little lamp spreads a ring on the stair. Mount. The bed is open. The toothbrush hangs on the wall. Put your shoes at the door. Sleep. Prepare for life. The last twist of the knife. And that's one of my favorites of his. Even before it was used as a basis for memory from Cats. Oh, God. Andrew Lloyd Webber has, in my opinion, little, if any, respect for his source material. And I find the evidence of this most egregious in what's it called? Phantom of the Opera. He pretty much just straight up wrote his own fanfic using Leroux's basis for it, and it's like it's very clear. If you know what was going on in his life at the time, you know, this was pretty much, you know, his love letter for Sarah Brightman, who, oh, I might need to replace this. The print's a bit small. Ulalume, a Ballad by Edgar Allan Poe. The skies they were ashen and sober. The leaves they were crisp and sere. The leaves they were withering and sere. It was night in the lonesome October. I'm done with that. It was night in the lonesome October of my most immemorial year. It was hard by the dim lake of Arbor, in the misty mid-region of Weir. It was down by the dank tarn of Arbor, in the ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir. Here once, through an alley titanic, of Cyprus I roamed with my soul, of Cyprus with Turkey my soul. There were days when my heart was volcanic, and the Soraic rivers that roll, as the lavas that restlessly roll, their sulphurous currents down Yannick, in the ultimate climbs of the pole, that groan as they roll down Mount Yannick, in the realms of the boreal pole. Our talk has been serious and sober, but our thoughts, they were palsied and sere. Our memories were treacherous and sere. For we knew not the month was October, as we marked not the night of the year. And night of all nights of the year, we noted not the dim lake of Arbor, though once we had journeyed down here. We remembered not dank tarn of Arbor, nor the ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir. And now as the night was was senescent, and star dials pointed to morn, as the star dials hinted of morn. At the end of our path, a crescent and nebulous luster was born, out of which a miraculous crescent arose with a duplicate horn, Astarte's bediamond crescent, distinct with its duplicate horn. And I said, she is warmer than Dian. She rolls through an ether of sighs. She revels in a region of sighs. She has seen that the tears are not dry on those cheeks where warm never dies, and has come past the stars of the line to point us the path to the skies, to the Lethian peace of the skies. Come up in despite of the lion to shine on us with her bright eyes. Come up through the lair of the lion with love in her luminous eyes. But Saki, uplifting her finger, said sadly, this star I mistrust. Her pallor I strangely mistrust. Ah, hasten, and let us not linger. Ah, fly, let us fly, for we must. In terror she spoke, letting sink her wings till they trailed in the dust. In agony sobbed, letting sink her plumes till they trailed in the dust, till they sorrowfully trailed in the dust. I replied, this is nothing but dreaming. Let us on by this tremulous light. Let us bathe in this crystalline light. Its Sibyllic splendor, its beaming, with hope and in beauty tonight. See, it flickers up the sky through the night. Ah, we safely may trust to its gleaming, and be sure it will lead us aright. We safely may trust to a gleaming that cannot but guide us aright. Since it flickers up to heaven through the night. Thus I pacified Tuki and kissed her, and tempted her out of her gloom, and conquered her scruples and gloom, and we passed to the end of the vista, but were stopped by the door of a tomb, by the door of a legended tomb, and I said, what is written, sweet sister, on the door of this legended tomb? She replied, Ulalume, Ulalume. 'Tis the vault of thy lust, Ulalume. Then my heart it grew ashen and sober, as the leaves that were crisped and sere, and the leaves that were withering and sere. And I cried, it was surely October, on this very night of last year, that I journeyed down here, that I brought a dread burden down here, on this night of all nights in the year. Ah, what demon has tempted me here? Well, I know now this dim lake of Arbor, this misty mid-region of Weir. Well, I know now this dank tarn of Arbor, this ghoul-haunted woodland of Weir. And we then, the two then, ah, can it have been that the woodlandish ghouls, the pitiful, merciful ghouls, to a bar up our way, and to ban it from the secret that lies in these woods, and the thing that lies hidden in these woods, have drawn up the spectre of a planet from the limber of lunary souls, this sinfully scintillant planet from the hell of the planetary souls. I really enjoyed that, and I don't know if anybody did indeed tune in. I was obviously with my nose in the book, so it looks like it's about time I could log off. I said I'd do a reading this month. I couldn't do it last month because my phone was broken and I had to get a new one. And I should probably get back to my emails. I don't know if you've seen my Instagram live story from earlier today. I am arguing with somebody on eBay who obviously did not address my package correctly because it was sent back to him and it is not my address that's the problem. So because I have not updated my address with eBay in well over a year, and I've been getting packages from eBay at a rate of once every month, so not my end that was problematic. It's obviously him. So yeah, I've got to go back to emailing this dipshit on eBay. So you should all take care of yourselves and anybody who was watching tonight or who tunes in and watches later. So as always, bats and kisses, my sweets, and I love you and goodbye.